Yo, what's going on, boys? It's Daily Tactics here, and today we are going to be doing some more First Order content for the Men of War Assault Squad 2 Star Wars Galaxy Ad War Mod. I finally saw The Rise of Skywalker. You guys would be so proud of me. Only a month after it released. I know, pathetic, right? Either way, here we have a First Order castle fortress here. This map was made by Captain Orange. Huge props to him. He's a great map maker. But either way, the First Order is lining these castle ramparts all over the place in wait for the resistance to attack. They also have troopers out in front of the moat here defending. They have 2 mortars, 1 on each bridge, and 2 E-web turrets, 1 on each bridge as well. And then in the interior of the castle, they have troopers all in the buildings. These buildings are fully occupied. Let me see if I can show you actually. Yeah, look, these buildings are full to the brim with troopers waiting for the enemy to strike out at them. And then finally, we have a final defense back here in this little courtyard inside the castle with more First Order troopers defending in here. As for the attackers, we have resistance troopers coming out the wazoo here, boys. Quite a few of these boys. They also have 2 of these particle turrets. One is right over here, and then one is right over here. These are like their siege equipment to bombard the walls with missile fire. It should be a really cool battle. I love a good castle siege. It's probably my favorite type of battle. So yeah, be sure to hit the like button if you enjoy the video. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on if you haven't already. And let's get it going. Okay, boys, we're going to go in slow-mo for the first bit here because I want to really observe the start of this battle. So we're pressing start right now. And it starts basically immediately with the First Order troopers on the ramparts here firing away at the attacking resistance troopers. They are really spraying them with a heck of a lot of fire. And the mortars also appear to be going off as well, which is great. These things could be seriously damaging if they manage to land some just absolutely Gucci shots on these resistance troopers, except that first shot really missed. Let's see if the second shot collides with the bigger group here. No, in fact, it's maybe worse than the first shot. No, it's a little bit better. It's a little closer. But if they had just hit like right here, that would have been absolutely brutal. The ramparts for the First Order seem to be taking some pretty significant losses. I mean, they are getting hit really hard by a full-on resistance army currently. Not to mention those particle turrets are probably absolutely slaying them with high explosive rounds. That is really brutal to take on. Oh, here comes a few high explosive rounds. They actually hit the sandbags in front of the wall there instead of the wall itself. Those turrets likely won't be getting taken down by the First Order. I think they could, like if a sniper shot off the trooper in front of them or whatever, but I think they might last the rest of the battle. You know, the real defense is going to take place on the interior of this castle and not on the exterior, that is for sure. E-web turret over here still alive, but its mortar has gone down on this side of the castle walls, so that's a shame. It's only a matter of time before that E-web turret likely goes down. And then over here, this mortar also ended up going down, but the E-web turret is fully manned and spraying into an unsuspecting group of resistance troopers over there. Hopefully, it manages to catch a few kills. I don't think that mortar did too much. It might have gotten a few of these guys killed, but overall, the resistance managed to survive those mortars pretty well. These particle turrets are laying it on thick on these castle walls. Holy cow. That is absolutely brutal. Ooh, and in fact, it's now hitting the interior houses, killing a few of the troopers that were inside of there. Wow, yeah, you can see the bodies on the floor in there. Still some alive in there, though. Yeah, there's definitely more alive in that castle. It's not over yet for those guys, but definitely a good number died. There was also a bunch of First Order troopers inside this house. It looks like only 2 troopers are left inside the house. The rest died, and then there's 2 on the outside, too, waiting for the resistance infantry to march further forward. Tree going down on the front here, falling into the moat. Very sad. Save the trees, guys. Save the trees. Come on. All right, let's go into normal speed now that we have been getting into the thick of the battle here. Most of the ramparts are completely toasted, but still we have interior buildings with troopers all up inside of them, waiting for the resistance to attack. Lying in wait for their enemy to attack them, and they will burst at them with the fire of 1,000 gods. I don't know what I'm saying. Trying to make things more epic. More epic. The particle turrets are probably becoming quite obsolete now, if we think about it. You know, since they're on the exterior and they are not mobile, once the ramparts actually die, which they pretty much have, these things aren't going to be able to do much. Maybe they'll be able to bombard the houses on the inside a little bit, but I don't expect it to do very much damage to the interior of the castle at this point in the battle. The resistance moving on forward here now, preparing to cross over the moat. Still receiving a little bit of fire from the First Order, but not a ton. The First Order is relatively quiet at this point, although the inner courtyard is just beginning to rifle out some fire at the resistance. So it's good to see that there is a front with a lot of fire coming out, but I don't think there will be too much fire until the resistance actually enters into the castle walls in the near future. Still, the ramparts getting peppered by more and more fire from the particle turrets. I think you guys can stop volleying off shots onto the ramparts, because everyone on the ramparts is dead. There's no one left. You know, just chill, guys. You're allowed to take a break. Actually, this building has been completely upended. All of the First Order troopers that were inside of it are dead, and there is massive holes on the interior. That's pretty sad. Flame Trooper rests on the balcony on the far left, though. Maybe if the resistance gets close enough, he can douse them with some flames. The Flammenwerfer. Yes, yes. Love to see. Resistance running into a little bit of trouble around this corner of the guard tower, taking a couple losses there from these fellas way over this way. These guys are definitely out of range of that particle turret, so I expect them to be lasting a good while here and getting some good licks in with this battle. Oh, over here, actually, the resistance has made it to the building, and it looks like they are trying to clear it out right now. And they're doing a pretty good job of it, honestly. I'm seeing a lot of dead First Order troopers inside this building, but still remain some left alive at the top floors there, so that's always a good thing. Also, the courtyard guards over here are starting to do some crossfire over to those guys over there as well, so maybe they can help their comrades within those buildings. It's becoming very Battle of Stalingrad-esque with, you know, clearing out each building and moving on to the next one. Though this courtyard is beginning to get a little bit overwhelmed here, I'm thinking just by the sheer fact that tons of resistance troopers are attacking them from not only on the right over here, but also on the left over this way, and it's resulting in them just not being able to keep up the fire output to stem the tide of resistance troopers coming forward. By the way, finally watched The Rise of Skywalker. I keep on getting people asking me for my opinion on it, and to be quite honest, I just did not find the time to go to the theaters to watch it. I rarely ever go to the theaters nowadays, so, you know, when I do, I'm like, oh, I gotta go to the theaters. You know, it's a bit more of a pain. I much prefer watching movies at home. I think watching movies in theaters is so archaic. Like, I hate it so much. I hate the atmosphere of the theater. Like, when I was there was a crying baby in the back. Some guy literally answered his phone while we were watching the movie and, like, proceeded to talk. I was baffled, and like a bunch of people in the theater were like glaring at them, and I think there were some shushes. My dad was with me, and he was about to like get up and go say something to the guy. I was like, yeah, that's awful. That is horrific. Like, I was so livid that someone would dare to like ruin the experience that others paid for like that. That was horrific. But eventually he got off the phone, and everyone was like clapping. No one actually clapped. There was a collective sigh of relief, I imagine, though I couldn't hear it over the movie. So that was a terrible experience of the movie theater itself. However, the movie itself wasn't that bad. It was way better, I think, than The Last Jedi. I have a lot of people saying it was worse than The Last Jedi, and I wholeheartedly disagree. The Last Jedi was objectively a bad movie. and it ruined a lot of Star Wars, you know, for me. Like, so much good character development was ruined, you know, so many opportunities were ruined that could have been done as set up from The Force Awakens, but, you know, that's in the past. I don't want to keep harping on The Last Jedi. What's the point, you know? But that's my personal take on it. But I did not think The Rise of Skywalker was anywhere near that. I actually enjoyed it thoroughly. Like, as an action movie, Star Wars is always going to be a hit, you know? Even The Last Jedi had some cool action scenes and things like that. Like, it's very difficult to make a bad action scene in such a high-budget blockbuster movie, because they've perfected the art of the action scene, I think, so well. Except for the whole throne room lightsaber battle scene that was a completely choreographed mess in The Last Jedi. But, you know, The Last Jedi was a pretty good action movie, and then The Rise of Skywalker took that up tenfold, which I thought was great. And then the plot was kind of interesting. I think some of it was dumb. Like, I feel like they were just like, oh, we got to make everything 10 times bigger now because, you know, we need to up the stakes if people are going to keep being interested in Star Wars. So instead of 10 Star Destroyers, they had 100 Star Destroyers. And instead of Palpatine being able to shoot lightning from his fingers, he was able to cast an entire cloud of lightning up at the Star Destroyers. Like, it was like they were just making things bigger just to make them bigger. And that annoyed me a little bit, and there were some other aspects of the plot itself that I thought were kind of dumb. But overall, like, just as an action movie in of itself that I don't have, like, you know, deeply rooted feelings about the cast of characters and, you know, the setup and all that stuff. Like, if I'm just to ignore the fact that it's Star Wars, I'd give it like a solid 8 or 9 out of 10. The fact that Star Wars and it wasn't able to capture everything I love about Star Wars, and it definitely missed a few marks. I'd probably give the movie like a 7.5, maybe a 7 out of 10, which is still good. To me, a 7 or a 7.5 is like a very enjoyable movie that I would probably rewatch. But in contrast, things like A New Hope is a 9 out of 10 for me. Empire Strikes Back is a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. You know, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, is probably like an 8.5 to a 9 out of 10. Rogue One is like an 8 to a 9 out of 10 for me, probably. So, like, the standards for Star Wars movies are so much higher. So, I think it was a below-average Star Wars movie. I don't think it was as good as The Force Awakens. I really liked The Force Awakens, but it was substantially better than The Last Jedi. So the sequel trilogy, for me, kind of recovered a little bit, in all honesty, with The Rise of Skywalker. I was very worried about the future of Star Wars with The Last Jedi, but now I'm more comfortable with the sequel trilogy. I thought it was pretty good. That's just my little, you know, review. I know a lot of people wanted to hear what I thought because this is mainly a Star Wars channel, so I thought, hey, I'll give my point of view. I'll give my little 2 cents here. So that's what I thought. Let me know what you guys thought of the movie in the comment section below. Either way, as I've been sort of talking here, we've slowly seen the First Order defenses crumble into nothingness. There is literally one more MG up in this nest, and then one E11 trooper up in this nest. The MG trooper is trying to fire off, but he ends up actually getting grenaded and tossed down. Actually, there's another guy up here, another E11 squad leader, actually up in this nest. It seems like the attics are the only place we're seeing people alive. Oh my god, a flame trooper must have blown up in here, and it is literally burning the building down. Wow. Oh my god, that's extreme. Holy cow. That's really funny. So, yeah, as far as I can tell, this is the last trooper left alive. His building is quickly being swarmed by resistance troopers, the remaining resistance troopers. I have to say the interior of the defenses didn't last as well as I thought they would have. Oh, that grenade didn't manage to get the kill there. Ooh. I mean, the interior defenses definitely did a good job in certain areas, but overall, I thought a lot more resistance troopers were going to die during this battle, if not just lose entirely, you know? I thought it would be a Pyrrhic victory if they won. Oh, that guy gets blown out of the roof and falls to the ground dead. Ouch. Ouch, indeed. And that's it. That is it for the First Order defense of the castle. Wow. Wowza. So, I mean, the resistance, I mean, they took the most losses on the exterior defenses, but even still, the ramparts didn't do a fantastic job of stopping these guys. For the sheer number of troopers that were on the ramparts, the resistance took minimal losses. You know, like there were so many troopers on the ramparts, yet the exterior losses were not huge, not huge at all. And then you know, once we get to the sort of choke point area here, I'm seeing a lot more resistance losses, and also as the resistance was trying to take each building, we see a ramp up of losses. They're in yellow. So I mean, yeah, resistance took a good chunk of losses during this battle, probably a few hundred men. But the First Order lost substantially more, I'd say, and that's really rare for a defensive battle. Usually the defenders will lose substantially less than the attackers, but that was not the case here, which is kind of crazy. Crazy. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I think I'll use this map maybe more in a month or two, you know, in the future, because it's kind of a fun map. You know, there's not a lot of just straight up castle maps in Men of War, so might as well use it while we got the chance. You know, it's kind of cool. I dig it. I think it's a fun map. I had fun watching the battle go down on it, so I hope you guys enjoyed as well. Viva la Resistance! Let me know what you thought of the Rise of Skywalker in the comment section below. Be sure to yeah, comment what you thought below, like the video if you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't already. I also wanted to let you guys know, Daily Productions, still uploading a bunch of content, and Daily Thoughts, actually. I recently started uploading a few more videos to there. Those will be few and far between, but just whenever a topic sort of grips my mind, I think I'll make a video on that platform. It's kind of a fun little pet project for me. So yeah, guys, links to that are on my channel, or you can look them up if you want, and thanks so much for watching the content, guys. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.